All right, Algebra 2, Year 2, we're finishing up the last 3 problems on the homework. This is from 8.3. This is the second day of this stuff. So we're graphing these rational functions, and the first step is to do what? Factor the numerator and the denominator completely. So for this one, your critical values are going to be wherever you get a 0 in the problem. So -6 is a critical number, -3, and 2. Your roots are where the numerator is equal to 0, so -6, 0. We can graph that too while we're at it. At -6, 0, -3, -6, 0. That's your x-intercept. Your vertical asymptotes are your bottom part. That was your top. Here's your bottom. Your vertical asymptotes are at x equals what? Anyone? -3 and where? So at 3, -3, and at 2. So your graph cannot cross these 2 lines. Think of them as a hot wired fence. If you touch it, you're going to get zapped. Since this is bottom heavy, y equals 0 is your horizontal asymptote. It's bottom heavy. There is no hole. Why is there no hole? Why is there no hole, you guys? Not crossing anything out, so there's no hole. In your y-intercept, you're going to set y equal to 0. So if I put a 0 here, or I'm sorry, x equal to 0, if I put a 0 here, a 0 here, and a 0 here, you get 6 over -6, which equals -1. So 0, -1. So here's your exclusion chart. So if we were to do this without a calculator, our critical values are -6, -3, and 2. So our factors are x plus 6, x plus 3, x minus 2, and then y. So our exclusion chart, you find your first 0. If I were to set x plus 6 equal to 0, my 0 occurs at this spot, so to the left are negative, and to the right are all positive. At x plus 3, -3 is the 0, left is negative, right's positive, and at 2, left are negative, right's positive. So if we count the number of negatives, you have negative, positive, negative, positive. So from -infinity to -6, we are below the x-axis. So we're down here. Then from -6 to -3, we are above. From -3 to 2, we are below. And then from 2 to infinity, we are above. Now, if you were to use your calculator, you would see that this is the correct graph. So does everyone have this one? Is this what you guys got?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Number 7. How do you factor number 7? Well, the numerator is already factored. Your critical values are 5, -3, and -1. Your roots are at 5, 5, 0. So let's put that in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. Your vertical asymptotes are at x equals -3 and x equals -1. At -3 and -1, this is bottom heavy, so y equals 0 is your asymptote, your horizontal asymptote. There is no hole because we didn't cross anything out. No hole. No hole. In your y-intercept, if you were to put a 0 here a 0 here and a 0 here, you get negative 5/3. Where is 0, negative 5/3? Oh, it's about there. So your exclusion chart, let's do that. Your critical values are first -3, -1, and then 5. And our factors are x minus 5, x plus 3, x plus 1, and y. So if we set x minus 5 equal to 0, the 0 occurs at this spot right here. So these are negative and positive. -3 is our 0 here, negative, positive, and -1, negatives, positives. So we count. We have negative, because it's odd, positive, negative, positive. So from negative infinity to -3, we are in the negative region. From -3 to -1, we are positive. So I'm going to draw like a parabola here because we have an asymptote right here. So we want to try not to cross that line. From -1 to 5, it says we are in the negative region. So we're going to come from here, we're going to pick this up, and from 5 on, we are above the x-axis. And that is problem number 7. Completed. If you type this in your calculator, this is what you should see. Did anyone have a chance to type it in the calculator? Anybody? No? Okay, when you get a chance, you're going to do that. And the last one, for number 8, you have to factor, you have, in the numerator, you have 4x, and in the denominator, you're going to pull an x out, and you have x squared minus 4. But this can be factored some more. So you have 4x times x minus 2 times x plus 2. So we have 3 asymptotes right here. We have 0, 2, and -2.
I have money.
But we are going to cross these out, so we actually have a hole. We have 2 vertical asymptotes at x equals plus or minus 2. We have no roots because we have no variable on top. And our horizontal asymptote, excuse me, this is bottom heavy, so y equals 0. There is a hole at 0 something. We have to plug a 0 here and a 0 here. So 4 over, excuse me, at -2 times 2 is -4, so -1. 0, -1, we have a hole. And, I'm sorry, I just gave you your y-intercept. At 0, you know what, you're not going to have a hole because you have an asymptote here. So, let's draw in our asymptotes, -2 and 2. And if I type this in my calculator, we're going to do a fraction. Let's type the original problem. Type in a fraction. We have 4x, and then x cubed minus 4x. And hit graph. Okay, you're going to see we found the y-intercept is 0, -1. And our graph, we have 2 asymptotes. So our graph goes like this. We have y equals 0 as a horizontal asymptote. Draw this. Y equals 0. 0, -1 is your y-intercept. So the graph's going to be coming down like this. And here it's in the positive region. Here's a graph of that. There are no roots for the x-axis because there's no variable, they crossed out. Okay, anyone have any questions on this? We're done.